put our fingers on the pulse of the Neotropolis. The Pulse is pumping live with your hosts, Brian West and the lovely Linda Ray. Myself, I'm Dwayne Watkins, the music maker, your MC, and today's guests are Jim Schafer and Friends. The Pulse is brought to you by Method 8, a Method 8 production, brought to you by Method 8 Incorporated. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pulse. Three down. This is our third show. Today we're going to tackle the topic of relationships in America. Many people across the world are wondering what's happening to the tradition of marriage, love, and happiness. We're going to tackle that topic with me, Brian West, Linda Ray, and Wayne the Music Maker. When we come back after this break, we're going to go in detail, punch to punch with relationships. We'll be right back here on the Pulse with Brian West and Linda Ray.
Laid down last night, I could not take my rest. Laid down last night, I could not take my rest. I got a thing about you, baby, my heart grew cold, my chest. Because I know you're right, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you're right, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss your daddy from rolling in your.
I'm here with the fantastic singer, musician, composer, Jim Schafer of Jim Schafer and Friends. And this is his CD, Tell a Friend. Jim, I'd like to hear about your band. Tell us about them.
Well, I have probably the best stage band I've ever had. And that's, I've been doing this a long time. And Ron Thomas and I have been playing music together since the 70s. And he's back playing with me again. And that's a joy. David Krause is a musician I've known almost as long, but we've never really had a chance to work together much, except for an occasional studio gig. But he's been playing with the stage band on a regular basis, and that's just, David's a great musician. He helps anything that he's associated with. But our banjo player, Gary Pruitt, is the real blessing, because he's a wonderful banjo player, and none of us had ever heard of him before. And I had been looking for a replacement banjo player, and banjo players in Northeast Ohio are hard to find, or at least ones that I would like to play with. Mm-hmm. And Gary just kind of a friend of a friend, and he's jumped right in and he's worked, and the sound is just, I love the sound. I love listening to it, and I love playing with these guys.
Now, if you had to describe for me what's unique about this particular band that you're with now, what would be, in one word, what would you say?
Rhythm.
In rhythm, okay. And also, can you tell us about some of the upcoming gigs that are scheduled?
Well, I think most importantly, this is coming out here at the end of February. On March the 9th, there's a benefit concert for a young woman who's suffering from cancer, and she and her husband need some help with the money for the treatments, and that's going to be in Peninsula. It's called Songs for Annika. Annika is the lady's name. It's at the GAR Hall in Peninsula. You can go to my Facebook page. Or Steve Mehal's Facebook page. It's around. We'll put the information up. But Songs for Annika, it's on a Sunday afternoon. There's a lot of great players going to be there. Alex Bevan's going to be there. Charlie Wiener's going to be there. Jim Ballard's going to be there. Jeff Varga's going to be there. I'm going to be there. And I've left a bunch of people out. I'm going to get in trouble. But, it's just going to be a great thing. And I hope people will come and check that out. Our next date, we're at the Barking Spider Tavern on the 19th, we're at the Barking Spider Tavern sometime in March, and then I'm playing at Wilbert's on St. Patrick's Day morning.
Great. We'll look forward to all those gigs, and thank you so much for being here with us. We enjoyed it.
Thanks for having us.
People say I'm the life of a party, 'cause
Pulse with me, Brian West, Linda Ray, and Wayne, the music maker. As you can see, we're talking about relationships in America. We've got a big topic today because so many people are getting married, so many people are thinking they found that one. They're on dating sites, they're having babies. Valentine's Day just passed. Who knows how many kids were being born. So we're going to tackle that topic, and we have some questions for Method 8 as traditional. And like I said, be easy on me because I'm going to try to I'm going to sugarcoat a lot of stuff, Wayne. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's different in America rather than when it was, a few years, even when I was growing up. Now we have different, there's different things happen. So the first question we have is, tell us a little bit about the traditional way back when, when it was fresh. What was the traditional way? I'll start with you first, Wayne. When people would meet, what would they do when you find a girl you like? Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh man, I guess you went with the cheerleader in high school or whatever, and you guys got hooked up. And
did you talk to how did it work? Did you talk to the father first, or when you found a girl, did you go up to her and say, "Hey, baby, I was checking you out when I was over there"? How did the chemistry now? But now it's a little different. So tell us a little how it was back when you was coming up.
I'm the wrong guy to ask that.
We'll ask you, Linda. Linda,
I'm the wrong guy.
How did you and your husband meet? Did somebody introduce y'all? How did it work out?
Oh, my husband, well, I had two of them, one good and one bad. So
At the same time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just for
The
disclosure.
first one, let's see, he met me, he was in college, we were in college, he parked cars part-time because he was just a student, he needed some money, and he parked my car for me and just started talking to me.
So he courted you.
He essentially did, yes.
And he introduced himself as the manly figure. Now, when he proposed to you, did he ask your father first, or how did he introduce himself into saying he wanted you as his wife?
I don't go back as far as you think I do.
I know you're young, Linda.
He didn't ask my father first. No, he didn't.
So he just. So I mean.
I don't go back quite that far where you had to ask for.
Is that how it used to?
For her hand in marriage? No, he didn't ask for my hand in marriage.
That's the traditional way. Okay.
That's traditional.
So
did he get on the knee? Did he do the knee?
Did he get on?
I
He
didn't
didn't
Oh, he didn't get on his knee.
proposal.
Oh.
You want to talk about a romantic proposal? I have a daughter who just was proposed to in France at the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, God.
And her
Oh,
fiance
wow.
waited until it lights up once every hour. And he got down on his knee, in the slush, incidentally, got down on his knee. Now, that is a romantic proposal. That
Yeah, that
sets
is,
the romance bar really high. No, I didn't have
Really?
that.
Okay.
I go back to kind of more of a, a little bit more of a hippie, bohemian era. And
Now, this is where it gets deep. I want to warn you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now we have sex before marriage. You have babies before marriage. You have girls that your friends possibly were with before you got married. So they're pulling you to the side, telling you about this. You have girls with girls. You have males with males. So are we now? I'm gonna try to keep it as. Let me unbutton my jacket for this one because we gotta get loosened up, Wayne.
I'm gonna save you.
'Cause-
I don't think it's anything different going on nowadays than it was back in the old days.
No, but
it's just more attention to it.
No, but what about these conservatives? Now they're blasting. I mean, they are blasting the whole section of marriage. They're saying, it's a war going on. When you got the homosexual football players coming out, everybody. I mean, they're throwing snipes at everybody, saying kids shouldn't be raised with two men, and saying they'll think it's right. And I mean, even the music. I mean, it's a war in America going on when it comes to relationships. And even when you have interracial marriages, there's the South is saying, well, we don't think, this is why we think they should. It's a war when it comes to relationships. So our job in this show we're trying to figure out a way to settle this. And that's what we're going to try to do. So tell us, Wayne, you the big man now. You the married man. I had my battle and I lost. So
Okay.
you're still married. How do you feel about regular marriage? Tell us the truth.
Well, if you love somebody, then most people want to be loved. They want somebody to be with. They want to go through life with them. They want to grow old with someone. If you find that right person, yeah, you should buy it by all means.
Can it still work? That's it's on everybody's mind.
It depends on the individuals. The individuals have to make it work. Because it's just not gonna just work like like it's gonna be that little green. What's that commercial where that little green thing falls down the street and you walk along that little line and stuff? No, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be a whole lot of other stuff that goes on that that you have to be strong enough to take. Can you be strong enough to deal with the truth? Do you know who you're with? You should know who you're going to marry. And as you're with this person, you can't just say, well, I love this person because. Well, I love why? What do you love them for? Because they give you money? Because they laugh at your jokes or what?
I think I'm getting you. Now, Linda, from a woman's perspective, and then I'll go into my take on it. From a woman's perspective, what is a woman looking for, and why does she choose, or why does she make a decision where I'm going to try the other race, or I'm going to try a different guy, or I'm going to try to be with a woman? What makes a woman think that way? And maybe I can't tell you why a man would think that way, but what makes a woman do something like that? Is it her emotions?
I think more so with women than men, probably. You get those endorphins going. The man makes her happy. He can make her laugh.
Yeah.
He makes her feel protected, defended. He makes her feel that she's wanted and cherished, and if he makes her feel that she belongs somewhere, she belongs with him.
Wow. So that's why I can't find a woman, because I'm always no, I'm just playing. All the ladies. Now we gonna get to the stats though. I don't want to get on the stats real fast, but I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to people who are not married, when it comes to people who are boyfriend and girlfriend, I want to warn you out there, the stats is not looking good. So we're not going to get to that right now. I'm going to close with that one. But so back to you, Wayne, over there. Okay, so you're married. Why is it that when women get insecure, it messes up everything? Like say for instance, when a woman when your wife messes with your insecurity as a man, why do you snap? What makes you snap when you're with your wife?
I don't let people mess with my insecurity. I never let people mess with my insecurity.
Now your wife never gets under your skin. I know but
that doesn't have anything to do with my whether I'm insecure or not.
We trying to heal this, patch this up. So
well, see, you only get a certain finite amount of fights that you can actually do.
So you say you got to choose.
Sort of like the United States. I mean, if you look at our history. We got the Battle of Trenton, Bunker Hill, and all the rest of those things. The Cowpens, we lost.
Yeah.
We only ended up winning the ones that we needed to win, like Yorktown.
Okay.
So it's like to make a marriage work, you have to make it work. You literally have to. You really have to go to that person and say, listen. Now, if you're listening to that person over there. It's like, I'm trying to talk to you. Now, and who am I talking to? Am I talking to your girlfriends, your mother, and your
I say you listen to other people.
You have to, because if you let other people dictate policy, what's going on, then that's lack of
management.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's not management.
When we come back from this break, we're gonna talk to some bands, and we're gonna get back into our skits. We got a nice little skit we whipped up for you. I do want to warn you. I'm going to let everybody know before we go into our show, into the band part of it. Marriages have better stats than single married people. So I encourage people to not give up on the dominion between men and women, because most marriages are religious. They attend church. They are economically sound. They have kids. I may need to take my own advice, because I've been kind of hard on the relationship. But I'm scarred. I'm scarred.
I'll fix you up.
No, don't fix me up. As long as Oprah is on the market. I'm gonna let that. We'll be right back here in the Pulse with Brian West, Linda Way, and Rain the Music Maker. Thank you so much. We'll be right back in the Pulse with Brian West.
Poor Stedman.
MethodAidInc.com and Method 8 Arts Academy is a proud sponsor of the arts. Our productions can be viewed on our Method 8 Corp YouTube channel or by visiting Method8Inc.com. All of our productions focus on conscious building issues with films like Miracle, The Land of Escobar, The Birth of the Dreamer, which deal with women's
You touch me, you understand? Don't you ever touch me. I worked too hard for this, Precious, to make ranks, and I don't have time to go through this, okay? You know, even if this baby is mine, you get rid of it, okay? You get rid of it. You understand me?
Okay, well.
Method 8's Indian Summer, which focuses on sacrifice.
Complain. That's all you humans do. What, you think I poisoned your food? You think I'm some kind of killer? Lamani's not coming back.
Or Academy Special Projects with shows like Field Angels to help combat youth violence.
Here, Friedman.
President Bixby wants to shut you down.
Shut us down for what, Friedman? We're just getting started.
They say you've been using little girls to crack cases.
You put your hands on me, Friedman. I don't care. We've lost Penny, Raven, and Sparks. I'm the only one left, Friedman. We're gonna solve this. We're gonna turn this whole damn city into the kingdom after I get done.
All these productions can be viewed on our YouTube channel. All donations can be made at Method8Inc.com. Every donation goes towards productions to combat issues to save lives, with classes and funds to train and support the actors. All sponsors are recognized in every program. It is the belief of every representative at Method 8 to believe in their abilities and to use art to save lives. Show your support today at Method8Inc.com.